guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're working on a 2024 Volkswagen Atlas with the 2-liter turbo engine. And we're going to be doing some basic maintenance and oil change, and we'll walk through all of the steps so you can do this yourself in your own garage. So here we are under the hood. The first thing we need to do is remove this engine cover to access the oil filter below. And this is just held in place by being pushed onto a few different posts. So you just grab it and you can kind of gently pry it up. There we go. There we go. So there's our engine cover, and here's a look at a few of those posts. There's one here as well, and then one here. So just 4 posts that are holding it in place. I'm also going to loosen the oil filler cap. There we go. And we'll just leave that sitting on top. I want it loose to help the oil drain, but I don't want anything to fall into that hole, so I'll just leave it sitting on top. And now we'll head underneath. All right, so here we are under the car. First step is to remove this access panel. So this pretty much covers the entire bottom of the engine and the transmission. So there are a series of T25 bolts. So there's 4 across the back, and there's 3 up each side for a total of 10 T25 bolts. And then we've got 3 T45 bolts holding in the center, and then we've got 1 push pin here right in the middle. So let's get started. All right, so quick correction, there is 1 more T25. There are a series of T25s across the front of this panel, but only this center one needs to be removed to remove the panel. With the engine cover removed, we can now see the oil pan. And we have the oil drain plug located right here at the back, and we'll use that same T45 to remove that oil drain plug. All right, so here we are under the hood while that oil drains, and we're going to go ahead and remove the oil filter. So I have a 32mm socket, and we'll just loosen this up. Pulling this up slowly, I can hear a little bit more oil draining underneath. Okay. It gets down to a very slow drip. Pull this out. And there's our old filter, and we'll replace that with a new one. All right, so here's a look at our canister. I did replace this O-ring, and we have our new filter in. And again, we'll link all of these part numbers in the description below. So now we'll just screw this back in, and the filter will be complete. And the last step with the oil filter is to torque the housing to 25.5 Newton meters. There we go. So with the oil filter replaced, we've slowed to a drip here underneath, so I'll just kind of wipe this up. And we'll replace our oil drain plug. We do have a new crush washer in place. Again, we'll link that part number in the description. Go ahead and thread this in. And the torque spec for the oil drain plug is 22 foot-pounds. There we go. So with the drain plug replaced, we're ready to fill the engine with fresh oil. Here we're using Mobil 1 ESP-X2 0W20, so this meets all of the Volkswagen specs for this engine, so make sure you get this oil if you're using Mobil 1. So we'll go ahead and fill it with 6 quarts. And it's green oil too, look at that. Okay, so with the oil cap replaced, we went ahead and started the engine, let it run for a couple of minutes, and now we've shut the engine down and we're checking the oil level through the infotainment system, and it takes just a couple of minutes to get us a reading. Here we have the oil level reading. The display says it's okay, and we can see that it is right under the max number, so 6 quarts is the way to go. All right, so once we've checked the oil level, the next step is to reset the service reminder. So in this car, we're doing oil changes every 5,000 miles rather than the recommended 10,000 miles. So to do that, let's come over to the steering wheel. And there is a button over here on the far right side. We'll push that once. And we will scroll to the travel time and distance. Hit right again. And now hold down the right button for about 5 seconds and then release it. And when you release, you should bring up this service menu, and we can come down here and click Reset Oil Change Service. So it's asking if we want to reset oil change service. We'll click OK. And the interval was reset, so now if we come back to the main screen, we'll see oil change service is due in another 10,100 miles. And so that's all there is to it. All right, so now that we're done with checking the oil level, the last step is to come back underneath the car, verify that we don't have any oil leaks, so everything looks great under here. And now that we're happy, we'll go ahead and replace this engine cover. Put the center bolt in to hold it up. And our final step is to replace the engine cover. Again, we're going to try to line this up with both the oil filler and those posts underneath. Kind of wiggle that into place. There it goes. There it goes. Okay. All right, guys, that's all there is to it. If you have any questions, please comment down below, and we will link the part numbers to everything that we used, including those crush washers, in the description. Thanks.